What's good, peeps? What is good? All right, the big breaking news. Let's just get straight to it. In fact, before we do that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget as well to like and share the vids. All right, the big breaking news. Dillian Whyte versus Otto Wallin is off. The fight is off, people. Was supposed to go down next week, Saturday, O2 Arena. It is not happening anymore. Dillian Whyte has been forced to pull out because of, I'm hearing, a shoulder injury. The fight ain't happening. Now, I don't know if the rest of the card is going ahead. I don't know if there's a big enough fight to headline the O2 Arena. I'm not quite sure. I mean, if you've bought a ticket, yes, there are some decent fights on the undercard, but if you've bought a ticket, you've bought a ticket. Let's be honest, 99% of people bought a ticket for Dillian Whyte versus Otto Wallin and nothing else. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with the card. I don't know if they're going to try and find a replacement for Dillian Whyte and Otto Wallin stay on the card. I guess the only good thing with heavyweights, no one has to make weight, right? There are decent heavyweights right now that would have been sparring, right? I mean, sparring even Dillian Whyte that might be able to step in, but I doubt it. I doubt it. So I'm guessing they either reschedule or this fight won't happen. And we've seen this in the past with a lot of fights. Fights fall off and you think, okay, they're going to reschedule and then, you know, we'll see them again and then you don't. You don't. Let's not forget, Dillian Whyte is in a position right now where he's mandatory right now for Tyson Fury. He's mandatory. So why fight Otto Wallin? Like, why? I don't know if he's going to have to require surgery on his shoulder, but if it's not and it's just a case of, you know, you've been told to kind of just rest for a couple of months, why fight Otto Wallin in December when potentially you could fight Tyson Fury in January or February? You're not going to do it. So I don't know if we'll ever see Dillian Whyte versus Otto Wallin. I think that could be that. I really do think that could be that. A lot of conspiracy theorists are, and I used to be a conspiracy theorist, a big one, are saying like he's pulled out of the fight because of that. Like why fight Otto Wallin when you don't have to? Why not just wait for Tyson Fury? Like, you know, why risk it? Otto Wallin that's a risky fight, you know. Like, as soon as this fight was made, remember it was supposed to be, it was Areola. And I was like, oh, what is this? As soon as they said no, Otto Wallin, I was like, damn. Otto Wallin is a tough fight for Dillian Whyte. Very tough fight. So now, if you don't have to fight him, don't fight him. Especially if you 100% know you're getting Tyson Fury next. Like, if it's still some BS with the WBC and it's going through the courts and, you know, there's still a big question mark, then okay, yeah, maybe fight Otto Wallin because you know it's a payday. It's a payday and you think you can beat Otto Wallin. If, though, you've got it in writing that you are fighting Tyson Fury next, then there's no reason to reschedule the Otto Wallin fight. So, yeah, that's the big breaking news. Again, I'm not quite sure if the fight card is going to go ahead. I was supposed to be doing some stuff on the fight card for Matchroom. I haven't heard anything yet from them. And DAZN, obviously, we're supposed to be doing the DAZN boxing show. We're supposed to be interviewing Dillian Whyte and Otto Wallin next Thursday. I think even doing like almost like a little round table with them as well. So, yeah, we'll wait and see if, again, Craig Richards was. Let me have a quick look at the full fight card quickly. 2 secs. Just want to see if there's any reason to kind of keep this fight card going. There might be. I'm looking at it now. Chantel Cameron versus Mary McGee. Remember, that's that 140-pound female tournament. You've got the IBF and the WBC titles on the line. You've got Craig Richards versus Marek Matija, apologies. Yusuf Kamari, super featherweight, he takes on Jorge Castaneda for the WBC International Silver Super Featherweight title. Babbage versus Molina. Johnny Fisher versus Alvaro Terrio. Ellie Scottney, first fight with new trainer Shane McGuigan. She takes on Eva Cantos. I mean, Jordan Thompson, okay, when did he get added to the card? Unbeaten cruiserweight takes on Piotr Podolski, who's 6-5. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I mean, what do you headline it with? Do you headline it with Chantel Cameron versus Mary McGee? Do you do that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's enough in that to still keep the card together, especially if they could find a late replacement for Otto Wallin. I know it's not long. What is it, 9-10 days? But again, if you're a heavyweight that's been sparring recently, which is different, don't get me wrong, but if you're a heavyweight that's been sparring recently, because there's been a lot of heavyweight cards, let's be honest, there's been a lot of heavyweight cards recently, and you're in decent shape, just to keep Otto Wallin on the card, I then think you can salvage this card. If not, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult. Whilst we're here, let's see if there's any news to talk about. You know, someone did reach out to me and said, Ade, why have you not said anything about DAZN and this pay-per-view? I don't know what people want me to say. I don't like pay-per-view, but I mean, what can I do? I've made my feelings known about pay-per-view for a long time. I think the issue with that DAZN are having is that, I don't know, maybe the idea is people, that when they do the big fights, for example, when they do Canelo Alvarez, like when he fights on DAZN, people sign up. Do they stay? I don't know if they stay. I think they drop off immediately. So I don't know if it's feasible to continue to operate like this. So maybe, and I think Eddie Hearn said this, didn't they, that they're going to do what Sky would sometimes do as a pay-per-view event. They're going to have free on DAZN, and for the mega ones, they're going to chuck them on pay-per-view. Look, everyone's disappointed, including myself, because obviously when DAZN first entered the market, it was obviously no pay-per-view, no pay-per-view, no pay-per-view. But look, shit happens, man. Sometimes you have to almost admit you might have got it wrong and just move on. What they need to do, though, is for the non-pay-per-view cards, they need to be really good. They need to be really, really good. Like, I enjoyed the Liverpool card recently. They need to be that kind of level. So it might not be superstar name, but you know, you get a very good card. Like, no one complained when that Liverpool card was announced. That's kind of what they need to do. Things like that. World title fights need to be on it. You know, for the pay-per-view, like, really and truly, the only pay-per-view card or fighter that should be on a DAZN pay-per-view platform is AJ and Canelo. Everything else, really and truly, should be free. Well, not free, but on the DAZN $7.99 a month thing. But yeah, guys, I don't know what me to tell you. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I mean, what else do you want me to say? Hughie Fury's promoter hopes to get him Derek Chisora in early 2022. Could happen, but you've got to pay. You've got to pay Chisora a lot of money. I'm not quite sure Sky are going to be able to do that unless it's on pay-per-view. So we'll see. Did you guys see the press conference? We'll end on this one because I want it to be a quick video. Pretty tired. Anthony Yard and Lyndon Arthur. It's not really about that. It was more about Tunde Ajayi and Pat Barrett going back and forth. And I can't lie to you. I know people have a dig at Tunde Ajayi, but I liked when Pat Barrett said, I'll smash you in your face or something. And Tunde very calmly said, you ain't smashing no one in your face. Like, you ain't smashing me in my face. Like, just, you ain't doing that. Like, stop. Don't talk like that. Yeah, ain't happening. I like that. I like the way in which he handled that. As much as Pat Barrett's a bad boy, and he is legitimately a bad boy, so is Tunde, you know. I don't think people know about Tunde's background. Tunde was a very, 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 very naughty boy from South London. Very. I feel like he's calmed down a lot, but I know a bit about Tunde's background before he got into the boxing. A very naughty guy. Both of them very, very naughty. This week, Shakur Stevenson versus Jamel Herring. Let me know if you guys want a live watch along. If you guys say no, it's a no. If a lot of you say yes, then I'm sure we can get something done. Peace and love.